Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazines presented by the Navy Federal Credit Union. Time to shine the spotlight on Navy men's lacrosse this week as they get set to battle the Black Knights of Army coming up on Saturday at West Point, joined by midfielder Max Hewitt. Max, take me back a few weeks. Fourth quarter, Baltimore, Maryland, Homewood Field, a place Navy hadn't won since 1969. Coach Ross makes some adjustments with the offense. The ball ends up in your stick quite a bit in that fourth quarter. You come through with one of the biggest victories in Navy's lacrosse history. What was that feeling like, helping lift your teammates to a big victory?
That was an awesome game. I think that game was, we had been super close in some close games leading up to that. And to get it done against Hopkins at Homewood was awesome. It felt really, really good. Honestly, it wasn't one of those things where I was really thinking about it too much, but I was able to get in the right spots and put some goals in there in the fourth quarter. It's one of the more exciting victories I've been a part of at Navy and in my lacrosse career as well. So that was an awesome game, and I was happy that I was able to put the ball in the back of the net when I needed to at the end of that game.
When a coach shows that kind of confidence in you as a player, based on how they were defending other players, what is that feeling like? I mean, still as a sophomore, you're still, blending into the program here. But to see them show that type of confidence in you, what did that mean to you?
It meant a lot. I think to have that confidence means a lot. It allows me to go out there and play with the confidence, knowing that my coach had my back when I'm out in the field, and that it's kind of okay to sometimes make a few mistakes here and there, but at the end of the day, they trust me to have the ball in my stick and make plays. So I think it means a lot to me, and it means a lot kind of going into each game knowing that in the back of my mind.
As a player, how hard is it to, as you just mentioned, when you make a mistake, simple passing and catching error? I mean, that's really, let's face it, in this game, most of the time, that's when one of the mistakes happen. How hard is it to put that frustrating piece of fundamental lacrosse behind you and just come back and make the next play?
It's really, really tough. I think it's one of those things where we expect to make every play. Like each and every one of us expects to make every play, expects to make every catch. But it's one of those things that coaches preach it, where it's next play mentality. If you make a mistake, next play. If you score a great goal, next play. Doesn't really matter. It's the same. You have to have the same mindset, play to play. It doesn't matter if it's a great play or if it's a bad play. It's an average play. You got to be able to look to your next opportunity, the next play you have to make. So I think that's the biggest part of it.
What did last week tell you about this team? I mean, you guys are beat up right now. There's no question about it. You have a scoreless first quarter. You guys are probably looking around like, man, missed some opportunities here. We're getting some shots. But just the fact that you all, came out and got business going in that second quarter and gave yourself a little bit of breathing room there. What did it tell you about, this group? Because as the season goes along, sometimes it's more the mental than it is the physical right now.
Yeah, I think that victory last week was super important for us. It kind of shows our resiliency of the group as a team. We were able to come together and get that win. Wasn't always pretty, but we were able to get it done. I think for us, it was, the first quarter was extremely frustrating. I thought that we played pretty well overall as a team in the first quarter. We just weren't able to put the ball in the back of the net. But I think that win kind of shows who we are as a team to get it done when we need to, and come together at the end of the season, despite some bad results leading up to it.
There's no question, just like the Hopkins game, this week is one of those games where alumni are coming out of the woodwork, and there's all kinds of people trying to send you messages, and some are good luck and some are, hey, you got to go do this. Getting ready for this game, take us inside this game, because it's not just any game, as I'm sure any Army or Navy player can attest to.
Yeah, it's not just any game. That's absolutely right. It's one of those things where it's tough to focus in class. It's tough to really think about anything other than getting ready for the game this weekend. But that's the excitement about it. That's why you play Army Navy. That's why you play lacrosse at Army or Navy. You want to play in games like this. You want to play against Army. You want to beat Army. So I think that sort of thing it's super exciting, and just a game that everyone has circled during the course of the season.
Outside of maybe, being able to sleep in your own bed and stuff, is there something cool about going on the road for a game like this and kind of having that gladiator mentality, as you walk up out of that tunnel that they have there behind the benches at West Point and onto the field? Does that maybe add even a little bit more the fact that you're kind of going into enemy territory on Saturday and trying to win this game?
I think it absolutely does. I mean, I think looking at Army this year, they've had a really good year so far. They have all the hype surrounding them. They have the rankings. They have all this stuff going on outside of it. So I think it kind of adds to this idea that we're going into it as the underdog in a hostile environment, and we have to really just band together as a group, lean on each other, and really kind of come together against this really good Army team. So I think that absolutely adds to it for sure.
In your middle school years, you left a really strong traditional lacrosse area and headed west, young fella, out to the mountain time zone. Was there any thought at that time like, wow, I'm leaving a really good area for lacrosse? And I know, University of Denver's out there, and they've had some, pro success in that particular city, but Darien to Denver is quite different in terms of lacrosse. Was that a concern for you, or were you maybe even too young to really understand that at that point?
I think I was more too young to really understand it. But I look back on it now, and I'm really grateful as purely as a lacrosse player for the kind of foundation I was able to get out in Darien with the tradition there and how important lacrosse is, because I was able to carry that over into Denver and kind of make a mark out there as well, and have a lot of success out in Denver and have a lot of fun there as well. So I think I was more too young to really realize it, but I am looking back, and I'm extremely grateful to be able to have been able to grow up there for as long as I did and get to start playing the game of lacrosse out there. So I think that was an awesome thing for me to go from Darien to Denver and kind of continue to play lacrosse and kind of have that foundation that maybe some Denver kids didn't have growing up.
Finally, what's the key to getting a victory coming up this weekend?
The key to getting the victory this weekend, I think, is just making one or two more plays than them and just kind of controlling the craziness that comes with the Army Navy game. I think there's going to be it's not going to be the cleanest game in the world, never really is. But it's all about making that one little play at the end of the game, picking up a ground ball here, making it clear when you need to, and kind of just being able to control the emotions and be less crazy than Army at the end of the day.
Max, great stuff. Appreciate the time this morning, and best of luck on Saturday against the Black Knights.
Thank you. Appreciate it.